right, you're welcome once again to Prime Morning, and I have my guest seated for News Flash. And this morning we're going to be talking about how to mitigate the impact of the floods while finding a lasting solution. And then the majority and minority are divided over still divided over the Anti-LGBTQI plus bill. And my guests for this morning, we have Abdulai Sakra Alhassan, a member of the NDC Communications Team. Good morning to you. And then we have Derrick Agyekum, member of the NPP Communications Team. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Izzy.
And we also have Selom Dramado, who is a leading member of Arise Ghana. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Izzy, and great to be here with you again. Yes. The very first time you interviewed me was about 19 years ago.
19 years ago?
Yes, I remember. That was on the 26th December 2007.
What did we speak about?
It was about the Yuletide. Okay. It was about the Yuletide. And after that, you asked me to do a jingle for the station, but then you were sitting in for Kojo Upon Nkrumah.
In what capacity were you?
But then just the activism thing. I was an activist then.
Really? Yeah. And I asked you to do a jingle?
To do a jingle because you realize that my position at the time, and still now, no partisanship. Yeah. So you and your production team felt it. You felt comfortable that somebody like me doing a jingle. It was a line I used, that you are taking the morning show like a duck to water.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Okay.
So that was the expression that I used, and you said I should do a jingle.
It's nice to meet you
19
again.
Years. We thank God for that.
Yeah, 19 years.
Yeah, 19 years ago.
All right, so this morning, the conversation, as I indicated, we're going to be talking about the floods. I mean, ideally, you all agree that if we're having a conversation like this, the people we should be speaking with are the experts. But we also appreciate that, you guys actually are the ones who would ensure, as in, you would advise your direct policy, government or the executive directs policy. And so whatever you say, it also has some, there's some meaning to it. But, so we'll come to you. But I'm also trying to get on the lines some people we can get to speak with, the experts who can advise. For me, primarily, it's about what the people need to know. So the public would have to know what the rainy season is going to look like this time round. And ideally, if we have the meteorologists, they can tell us what the weather pattern is going to be like for the next few days so that people can plan accordingly. Of course, there are apps, mobile phone apps that you can refer to get to know what the weather is going to be like. So if you know it's going to rain on a particular day and it looks quite heavy, they want to do something, you probably will decide that you're rescheduling. If you want to go somewhere, you want to think twice about it, or if you're organizing a program. So yes, they would help by advising us generally about what the weather pattern is going to be like for the next few days and then for the next few weeks of the rainy season and the rest of the year. And then it's also important to get to understand what we should do if we find ourselves in a sticky situation. If it's raining, it's going to be really heavy, we should know what to do. So while we wait to get them on the lines, let's continue with our conversation. Now, the rains. By the way, were any of you affected, impacted anyway during the floods? You're fine. You live in very nice areas, I guess.
Not necessarily nice areas, but for me, I feel like, first of all, good morning to your viewers and listeners. I think for me, I live in Krowo, I live in Nungwa, and we don't experience a lot of flooding situations in Krowo or in Nungwa, but places like Klagon, which is the Ramsey site, they have reoccurrence of this particular flood that happened because of the Ramsey site over there. So our neighbors, which is the Klagon, Sakmono sites, they have this flooding always. But I think basically Krowo doesn't have
All right.
So Teshi is a Lojikuku, eh?
Yeah, Teshi is
okay, but part of Teshi has also been experiencing flooding. I stayed Teshi between 2002 2004 when I left there. Where we stayed, that place, it's a flood-prone area. So
where you stayed?
Yes, where we stayed. That is the Teshi Zongo area. Yes, anytime it rained heavily, that area has always been flooded. Then where I stay currently, even though I was not affected by this very one, my neighbors were affected. So I had to be in the rain helping them salvage their stuff. The same thing happened on June 3rd, the infamous June 3rd. That one I was heavily affected, devastatingly affected. So it still brings memories. You understand about where I was when I saw the plume of smoke
from Circle.
From Circle. Then that bank followed. I said, then light out, the power outage immediately. Then we sensed something.
I posted that photo on my Twitter, formerly Twitter, now X account. Yeah. I'll see if we can pull it up for people to get to see.
Even in that one, I was almost neck deep in the water, again trying to salvage stuff for neighbors. You know where I grew up, that is Central Town constituency. Fishing is what is done there, and farming. So because of our fishing activities, water, it's something that we are usually not afraid of water. Right. So usually when it happens like that, I always step into the water to salvage stuff for neighbors. Okay. Yes, but the June 3rd one, it hit us.
Where were you?
Devastated. You were
June 3.
June 3rd.
Because you said you saw
I was actually in the rain. You know, I live around.
Okay.
So I was in the water, salvaging stuff for neighbors when I saw the plume of, the pall of smoke.
Yeah.
And then the bank followed, then light off. And I said, So we all, then we instantaneously we sensed something that, no, danger. Then the people started running, to our direction. Yeah. The Aveno, from Circle, people running to Aveno, then they started telling us that, filling station, Jatom. So, okay, that one made those who perish in that devastation continue to rest in peace. Yeah. May the Almighty God give his bosom, allow them to rest in his bosom.
Amen.
Yeah. It was something devastating. Yeah. Devastating. So for us to be doing this discussion again...
I know. Derrick, how about you? You were not affected, were you?
I was. I live at Adenta Pantine, so on Wednesday, for instance, I couldn't drive home. I had to park my car elsewhere and then went home on a motorbike because the Jalil City Bridge that is being constructed. Remember last week I mentioned it here that the contractor was offsite, and so it makes it very difficult even navigating that stretch to the main road. And when it rained, the bridge that they are constructing, it was overflown. And so those who are living in squatters that are behind where we live, the water overshadowed their building. It was so troubling. I may be unfortunate to be living on a story building, and so personally I didn't experience that. Right. But the entirety of the vicinity, it was horrible. It was horrible. Horrible.
That's be terrible.
Horrible.
So how do you feel when you see incidents like that and knowing that these are conversations we've had over several years, and yet nothing seems to change?
It's worrying. It's very worrying. And I get emotional talking about these things because I have personally experienced it before. Some years ago, I was living at Odona as a university student, and I was at Islamic University for NOOC's election because of student activism and student politics. And when myself and my friend Ike, we rented a place at Odona, the landlord told us to have shelves in our rooms. As a Kumasi boy coming to live in Accra, when I hear of shelf, I think it's a store that they have shelves in. So why is the landlord telling me to have shelves in my room? So I didn't pay attention to him. And on that fateful day, the election that elected Isaac J. Hyde as the next president. It rained heavily at Islamic University. And so I was there. I saw my landlord calling me severally, about 18 times. So I answered on the 20th call, and his question was straight. My car said, "But shelves, oh boy, and I said no. I said, "Any
Ow."
Then he hung up. And my neighbors were calling me, "Where are you? Come home." My friend was calling me, "Where are you?" I picked motor from Islamic University in the rains, got to Odona. From where I live, it is behind Holy Hill, like Holy Hill heading towards Circle. There's a spot there, and that was where the people were. I'm like, what is happening that people are gathered at this side? And they had the military and a lot of people there trying to take people to cross and all of that. I got home, I opened my door, and the water that was coming out of the room, I was so shocked because I had not seen that before in my life. What I did afterwards was just to lock up the place, hand the landlord's key over to him. We had stayed there for about 4 or 5 months, and I relocated to campus.
So you just...
Everything of mine got destroyed. My lecture dresses, my television, my fridge, my mattress, everything. Because the levels of the water that was in the room was just at the door length. And so what is it there that I would even be saving? And you know the state of Odona. And Odona was full to capacity, and then the water was coming back. And that was where we experienced the flooding situations. And you all can tell the particles that are in Odona River. And these things have a contact with your room. How are you able to? The trauma alone is something that you can't even deal with. So I left, I went back to campus because I thought I wanted a peace of mind. So I'm leaving campus to come and live around. I went back to Legon main campus. And so whenever I came for lectures on City Campus in the morning, I go to Tudu, I go to Mokola, and I buy a shirt or a trouser for the next day lecture. That is how I survived my level 400. And so when I see conversations about flood, or when I see people especially wanting to politicize the conversation about flood, I tell them that I don't know what you're talking about. Because whatever that happened on Wednesday, there were people that were also parking their cars at where I was parking my car. Yeah. Because of June 3rd, people were even scared to even go closer to a fuel station. And I asked myself, whilst we are seated here or standing here, we can't tell whether this is NPP, this is NDC.
True.
We can't tell whether this is GUM or this is an independent party or an activist. But we are all going through the same situation, the same trauma, the same ordeal, the same hardship. And so when it comes to conversations of flood, I may not want anybody to speak about it on the tangent of NPP or NDC. Because if it becomes like that, we wouldn't have the necessary solutions, or we wouldn't be able to have the necessary conversations. And I believe that regardless of whatever conversation that we may want to have, the buck stops with those who are in government today. Let's not politicize it. Yes, that is right. But they must take drastic decisions if we really want to solve these things. I say this all the time, that whatever the conversation is, you may want to blame on NPP, you may want to blame on anybody. But if it is about the NPP, that is part of the reasons why we voted out of office. So I may not want anybody to come and mention, Bawumia didn't do this, and Adanko Kufuor didn't do this, and all of that. Because at the end of the day, that is why we were voted out of office.
Sure.
Last year, President John Dramani Mahama set up a committee, and then they flew the military jets all over, led by Standogwe, to assess the situation in Accra and want to provide the necessary solutions. We begged them. If the report is not ready, they should make it ready. If it is ready, what were the recommendations and its implementation? Because look on the screens, just have a look at the resources of people that are being washed away. If you go on TikTok at every FYP, you will find out that people are just complaining about these things.
So let's come to Abdulai. Abdulai, yes, there was some work done initially, sometime last year, to try and figure out how to arrest this perennial flooding situation. Do you know if a report has made available?
No,
what was done?
Yeah, I don't have the report, but my brother was talking about we not politicizing it, and when he was ending, he added his politics into it, that he saw a helicopter working whilst Standogwe was... Look,
but indeed, I saw that.
Exactly, so...
It was hovering around the people started asking.
That's what I'm saying, that... That's what I'm saying, that he made mention that we shouldn't do politics with it.
I believe he
So
only
it was
made
on the basis of
reference to
that,
the fact
because
that-
Yes.
I just want to
But
ask
if it was into deep politics, I may not have said that. But I'm saying that today you are in government, and the president thought about us and set up a committee to assess the
So he's
situations.
asking questions about it.
And
No,
not, I mean, the
I
politics
just
of
want to
it.
remind my brother of one Cecily Adapa, Honorable Cecily Adapa of Odo. He talk about Odo River, and we were like $43 million was given to make sure that Greater Accra Resilient and Integrated Development, which is the GARID project, we had money being given to a ministry to make sure that all those things be done. Did he do it? Did she make sure that the money was utilized?
Right, it's not
I'm
been
coming.
done.
No, you see, so I just want to remind my brother, when he jumps into things, I don't want to even go into politics. Truly, my only solution is that every single year we come here, we talk about flood. The truth of the fact is that we should forget about all what we are doing and focus on redeveloping Accra. Look, Greater Accra is huge, is big, but we focus on the Accra part of it, which is the capital itself, or like from Osu to how do you call it? Osu to Labadi to East Legon. Those central line is where the pressure has come to. I think it is time for us to make sure that we move out of the Accra part of it. It's a huge community. We have
But the
Dawa.
problems we're facing are not restricted to these areas you've mentioned. The areas away from, we're talking about if you're moving towards Dansoman and the rest of these.
Where I'm going to, you get to understand. You see, everyone works in the part of Accra, which is the main Accra itself. So everyone wants to live closer to Accra. But when we redesign Greater Accra and make sure we bring these ministries that are choked in Accra part, it's being moved to a place like Amasaman, a place like Pram Pram, Dawa, Sege, Chopoli. Those areas we can redesign a new city.
So for you feel we should redesign those places?
Sure.
So that people, and once we have the ministries and all those agencies in those places,
Sure.
people,
Naturally,
the concentration on
Exactly.
Accra is reduced significantly.
That is the
congestion.
key. Instead of we always using defending the flood, making sure it will continue happening every day. Accra is choked. Accra has served Ghana very well. It is time for us to serve Accra too as well. Ghana has to focus on Accra and make sure we serve Accra very well. Because one, we keep on choking Accra with different committees, different agencies, new agencies come on, we get a new office in Accra, and we are still moving to the main Accra. The best solution is, let us have a redevelopment plan. Let's say in the next 10 years, whoever comes, whether NDC, NPP, CPP, let us move the ministries.
Right.
Design it in a way whereby if we are moving the defense to Pram Pram, because we have Bondasi over there, then let us put the Ministry of Education, let us move into Amasaman somewhere.
Granted, but that's going to be like a long-term plan or probably medium-term plan.
Sure.
In the meantime, are you able to find out what the outcome of the assessment that was done prior, sometime last year, to look at this flood situation?
Sure.
If you could, I'm sure.
I'll do that right now. But you see,
reach out to you.
Don't let us look. Last 12 years, if you go and play the same thing from June, 1st June to maybe 30th June, the same thing happened. The same assessment happened. We talk about it. People are.
Are you saying we should ignore whatever assessment was done?
Those things are not the solutions to Accra flooding.
No, but this was done.
Yes.
We need to first find out
I do agree
what
with
it
you.
is,
Yes.
that the conclusions they came to.
Sure.
And then they probably may come up with a better plan. It's a reset era. So you never know.
I do understand you perfectly. But look, let us focus very well on the real solution. You can't continue doing the same thing and expect a different result.
Granted.
Let us redefine. Look, our engineers, bring all our engineers together. Have a focus and say, in the next 10 years, we are building a new city. And that new city We have a green. Look, we have moved from.
Had actually already made reference.
Exactly. Yes, I remember about he talking about New City where he talked about the Volta, the Eastern, the Adan side.
So that's already.
Exactly.
That's already.
That is what we need. That is the solution to all our problems.
In the meantime, we need to find out what measures can be put in place to mitigate.
Well, the government, I think the government is taking those steps. I think we have had this NADMO, re-equipping NADMO, all those things.
I'm curious about this plan.
No, this plan, I'll get it for you within some few minutes. I will do get those things for you in some few minutes.
Thank you very much for the opportunity to again talk about this.
Because you are an activist, I would want to find out from what do you think is the problem?
Indiscipline.
Is it just indiscipline?
Yeah, indiscipline indiscipline and partisanship. It's a cocktail. The partisanship has bred indiscipline in the country.
Okay.
That's it. People are aligned with political parties and they don't want to take responsibility because their party will definitely have their backs. And that is what has resulted continuously resulted in this. And discipline all over.
I'd want you to elaborate.
Yes. You see, Lee Kuan Yew, the architect of Singapore development, the one who lifted Singapore from the doldrums of poverty into that firm ground of prosperity, said something, and let me quote him. He said, quote, "Democracy does not necessarily lead to development. It is discipline." Okay, but here, once we have subscribed to democracy, the assumption is that automatically development will come about without infusing it with discipline. Discipline is a critical component of democracy. Without that, you cannot develop. It is discipline that will make you not corrupt. Discipline will make you an honest person. Because our system, the political culture here is totally bankrupt of discipline, there is no honesty. And that is why you see people demonstrating gross levels of hypocrisy in the political culture, the one we have subscribed to or reeling under here. Look, where people, because usually they tell us that where people have chosen to build, people have built on waterways. Who allowed the people there to build on waterways? We are practicing decentralized government, decentralization. So the president of the republic today, if you go to Central Tongue, he has a representative there who is the DCE. You understand? So that is Honorable Monye, Adesi Monye, he represents the president there. So the decision Monye takes, Monye is answerable to the president at the top, that is His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. So if somebody in Adidome or Mafikumansi or Bakba builds in waterway with a tacit or explicit endorsement of Monye, who should the backstop with? He should stop with his appointor. Because the appointor must always be aware.
Would that have been with the endorsement of the district?
The thing is that you cannot tell me that, because there, we have town and urban planning, whatever. There's a unit like that. Town and country planning, correct. You go to the district level, we have engineers there. We have people who give permits for buildings to be built. Okay, so if the person goes to that place, is giving permits to build. And
do people actually go for permits? That's another conversation. Do people go for permits, or they feel, I have land here, I can build, and so they're building?
No, there's a rigorous, that situation used to obtain in the past. But today, there's strict compliance.
I get the sense that people...
So you think Accra here, you just go and you buy land, then you just go and build?
I feel that people would have land. Yeah, there are parts of the city where you know that if you're going to do anything, you will have somebody come, look, and check. But there are also parts of the city too where the people who are supposed to do the inspection go round and check, because they are not there.
This
get a sense that people
this
just
reminds me of something. You remember, it was the twilight of the Nana Addo administration when I was invited to talk about Galamsey. You know, Nana Addo went for a forum. He attended a forum in Kenya about the environment, climate change and whatever. And Galamsey was one of the things that they discussed, and he credited himself for fighting the Galamsey thing. So I was invited. Your station, Joy FM, and the program that is hosted by Kweku, your parliamentary correspondent. I was on that program. And then he asked the question as to, he said that the president, it will be difficult for the president to be aware of all the things happening in the country. And I told him that to risk sounding blasphemous, I would say that the president shares one of the attributes of God. The attributes a president of the Republic of Ghana shares with God is omnipresence.
Because he has representatives.
Exactly, the president has representatives all over the place. So there is no way a building will be put up and you tell me that you are not aware that when this building is taken.
Ideally, you should be aware. When you talk,
then it means somebody is sleeping at the street.
True. When you talked about the,
and then what happens to those individuals?
When you talked about the indiscipline and the partisanship of things, I was looking, or my mind went rather to this situation where we have people who are supposed to take action, but they know that if they take action, it may affect the political fortune of their party.
No, I was coming there.
And as a result, even though they're supposed to act, they wouldn't act.
Oh, no, the thing is this. You see, my brother here belongs to a political party, the Yezu. That's where he belongs. That is NDC. The gentleman, Derrick, belongs to Atiglini NPP, Elephant, Wobgu. He belongs there. So today, NDC is in power. So if this, my brother, decides to break the law, he's breaking the law with a firm belief, conviction that he will not be punished. Why? His party is in power.
Yeah.
Okay? And the one who is supposed to punish him will not punish him because for the fear of that thing affecting their electoral fortune. Okay? So the political system or the politicians are what? They are being held hostage by the electorate. But is that how leadership works? No. Yeah. Leadership is about taking decisive, bold action. The NPP and the NDC, they have failed the system because they have made the electorate aware that whatever you are doing today, even if it's not sanctioned or endorsed by the law, when we come to office, you will continue to do that. Why are people still walking in the streets? Why is Accra still congested? Because of this system. That is why I say that this system, if we are not careful, this system may one day be subjugated. Because people are fed up. You understand? People are fed up. People have political connections at even Lands Commission. So maybe a particular land that should not have a building on it. Because of that political connection, that land is sold out.
Yeah. The other challenge with the way we approach development, the way we do things in our districts and municipalities, I get the sense that we have people who, these institutions, town and country planning, and all those agencies are supposed to oversee some of these things. I feel that we have become too politicized, such that when they have to, they don't plan into the long term, but they look at it every 8 years when there's a new government in power. Somebody is taking away, and the new person that's brought in can't look beyond or plan beyond 10 years or take decisions beyond 10 years. They're looking, or beyond 8 years. So they're looking at what can be done within 8 years. And so if a new person comes in, they may have started something. The previous administration or whoever would have started something, but this person comes and starts something that's completely new. And we're not using the technocrats as well.
Yeah, you know the cause of that. That is gross, gross ineptitude. The Constitution of Ghana says that you have 4 years.
Let me put that to
Derrick.
To Derrick.
Okay.
Why are we not able to ensure that these people that we're talking about, town and country planning, and those people down there are allowed to work and know that we're using them as experts? Because if we take the experts out of the situation, we're putting political figures there. As I'm saying, the political figure can only think and plan within 8 years. And when they get to the point where they believe that within 8 years I may be changed, or within 4 years I may be changed, then I'm looking at taking care of myself within that period. And after that, whatever happens, it's my back.
Yes, Israel. And before I respond to that, I may want to ask a few questions that in the event that Cecilia Dapa didn't go ahead to work on the Garrett project, the $54 million, whatever, and all of that. That is why you have oral and all of that investigating them. But when it comes to matters like this, we shouldn't be asking those questions. In any case, she failed at that. Let's even assume she failed at that. Over 17 months in office, what has your government done about these flooding situations? You set up a committee to fly over the whole of Accra.
You do appreciate that whatever problem we're having can be resolved in 17 months.
I admit that. I'm not expecting that just in 17 months they will deal with all the flooding situations in Accra. But you see, yesterday, Nana Yadjantwa on Ekosi saying as Empire FM said that now President Mahama should look at the spiritual aspect of the flooding situations, because she doesn't understand why it's only in the NDC government that June 3rd we experienced these things in our country. You get what I'm trying to say? And so it comes to say that the recent flooding issues are becoming one too many, or the magnitude of it is too much. Because in my area, this is my 3rd year there, and I have not experienced such a situation that I experienced on Wednesday.
It essentially keeps getting worse.
Yes, and so we are saying that Cecilia Dapa, you are saying she failed on her job, 54 million didn't do what was expected of her. But by far, the committee that was set up just last year.
That's not the question I asked.
I'll respond to your question. I'll respond to your question.
I believe you made the point.
Yes, I'll respond to your question. If for nothing at all, they flew with the taxpayers' money. How far? What are their recommendations? What are they saying that we should do?
He says he will get that for us.
So we will be waiting on him to get that for us. But you see, with the situation that you brought about, it comes down to how we render our politics in this country. So I'm of the view that why don't we have all the political parties come together and let's have a conversation about this flooding issue. That this is a disaster. This is washing away lives and properties. Why don't we have a development pact that we all will agree to, and say that, okay, there's a 20-year development plan for Accra or for areas that are having flooding situations, just so that when it's the turn of anybody in government and then they are going by the pact, we wouldn't, as NPP, wouldn't say that NDC is demolishing these areas and so don't vote for them. When it is the term of NPP, NDC wouldn't sit somewhere and say that they don't like you, like how we have been experiencing about the Galamsey issues.
I am looking at a situation where we don't actually get to the point where we say we're demolishing.
Yes.
We should be looking.
It should be preventative.
It should be preventative, so that if we have people in office, in these offices, town and country planning, and all those other places, who are actually doing their job and allowed to do their job without anybody, calling them to say, this person, don't touch this person, don't touch that person. I believe that is how we can develop properly.
Yes.
So we should be having the intellectuals or the experts taking the decisions and doing what needs to be done.
Israel, and
not leaving it to politics.
We have these experts at the various agencies.
Are they allowed to do their job?
gracefully, my boss was a deputy minister for local government, and so at some point in time, we engaged some of these people. And if I tell you their level of knowledge and appreciation of these issues, you'll be marveled. But you ask yourself, why are we experiencing these things? It comes back to we, the political actors. We, the political actors, do not, especially for want of votes and all of that. We try to create certain impressions around them, and it puts some level of fears in them. And so, I mean...
And also in trying to give jobs to your people, you fail to...
No, but these experts are these experts are civil servants.
You fail to look at
No, these experts are civil servants.
Give the jobs to your own people.
No, that's it.
Qualify or not.
No, these experts are civil servants, and so they are in the ministries, they are in the departments and agencies. Maybe they are leaders.
These experts are there. What tends to happen, and you guys would agree with me, that a new party comes into power and says, "Oh, expert A, we think you are
you belong
this way. So you know what? We're not sacking you. We set you aside, and then we'll bring somebody else."
You know, see, that thing happened during the leadership of Mr. Kenufuriata when he was the finance minister.
You are so much in love with Kenufuriata.
Yeah, Mr. Kenufuriata, because of the harm he caused this economy. Mr. Kenufuriata, when he assumed that position as the finance minister of this republic, what he did was to jettison experts, the technocrats in that system, to bring people from his friends from data bank to work with him. So for the 8 years that he steered the affairs of that ministry, those guys have been ready just to underscore.
Let me put it to the politicians. Let the politicians say. So Derrick, you agree that the politicians have caused us quite a bit of harm when they...
Yes, to the farthest extent, and many a times you can't really blame them, because
why can't you blame them?
You see, the issues are like this. I am the carrier of a vision, and I need to the farthest extent, get people around me who will carry my vision with me.
That's true.
And so sometimes the conversation is not about jettison people, but it's about getting the people you think can hold your vision and run with you.
Align with you.
Exactly, can hold your vision and run with you. Just that it has proven over time that when it comes to matters in these areas, experience matters. And so when somebody had been there for about 5-6 years, understanding the situation properly, it is not only right to just jettison the person and then come with somebody fresh who will come and now may want to have to study the situations and all of that.
Yeah.
And so yes, it has been proven over time that this practice has not been helping. That is why I'm of the view that we all as political actors must come together if we really want to address this situation. Because I say on Wednesday, when we were gathered at one place discussing the issues in the traffic and all of that, my friend, I have a senior that I look so much up to, Jumera, he made a post on Facebook that he picked his daughter from school at 4:08 p.m. but got home at 12:45 a.m. Because of this flooding situation, the hefty traffic that we meet on our ways and all of that, it knows no political color. When we all leave the studio and we are going, then there's traffic. Sakra will be in the traffic, Draman will be in the traffic, and myself will also be in the traffic. So these conversations knows political leanings, it knows no political colors. And so we as political parties and actors must all come together and appreciate the issues and understand it properly.
Except you say you all be in traffic. Probably Sakara will be in traffic, and the fuel he's having to burn, he doesn't have.
Exactly.
Do you have an update?
I have an update. You see, let us be fair to Ghanaians and be fair to ourselves. My brother here, because in his opposition, is talking about let us all come together. This is not.
If you are in opposition, you do say.
No. So let me. You see, this is no partisan thing. You have to come together. Look, go to all the NPP foot soldiers, social media soldiers, go to their Facebook wall and see magic. Look, currently, this is My Joy Online.
Yeah.
And My Joy, per the recommendation of the people that he said they've flown drones with taxpayers' money, per the recommendation of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, Greater Accra Rexec begins demolition of illegal structures at Sakuma Ramsey site.
So you're saying that's the
Ramsey site. We've always been demolishing.
That's the outcome.
Since time immemorial, Ramsey site. If that alone is the reason why they flew.
Hold on, but let me stop action.
No.
So which story is this?
You see, this is 5th May 2026. My Joy Online.
My Joy Online.
Yeah,
What's
My
the
Joy
headline?
Online.
Okay, so
That's
Greater Accra.
Rexec
Let's pull up that story. Greater Accra Rexec
begins demolition of illegal structures.
begins demolition.
Yes.
So Greater Accra Rexec begins demolition.
No, but
let's pull up.
Your question is about whether this is an outcome or it's a recommendation.
Yes, that's what I'm. Yes,
is that it?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Now, you see, my brother here should be fair. Look, there was in this particular program that they were doing, the project that they were doing, there was this old man who was crying. I don't know whether you remember.
Yeah, I saw that.
The NPP, my brother is sitting here, was saying His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is heartless because this old man, they've demolished his building, and even through that, there was a pastor who has to call the man and the daughter
to get a
place of abode to them. That is the current thing that we're doing. The NPP took advantage of it and said, no, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is heartless.
When they do that, you know it's politics.
That is why I'm saying that they shouldn't come here, sit and pretend and say, let us all come together. This is an effort.
You shouldn't stop the government from doing what.
No, that's what we are. No, that's what I'm saying. That we are doing. We are doing it. That is why we begin something.
And ignore the politics.
So I just want my brother to know that he shouldn't come here and fool us, package it very nicely, and say, "Oh, let us come together." Whilst we were doing it, the same people are the one attacking us. That why are we doing that thing? You see, let us be straight and be real to ourselves. We shouldn't be hypocrite dodging around the main thing. Look, if we want to focus and do the right thing, let us do the right thing. My brother was saying politicians, when they do it, currently, when we're doing the demolition, there's a video going out. One of our, the media said, NDC party financier building was destroyed doing that thing. And everybody was like, why are we doing that to our own self? This is a government who don't entertain that. If you are an NDC member, NDC financier, and you are building on waterways, and you are building at Ramsey site, we will not consider you. We will demolish it. We will make sure we protect the law. Yeah. We will make sure we protect our people. That is what we are doing. And that is what we are doing. So my brother should be fair to us.
Right.
And at least...
You indicate that the demolition is...
I am giving him the story to do it and make sure that he gives us an apology and tell us that, yes, at least we are doing something. We are not attacking anyone here. But all we have to see, when we have politicians who are doing the right thing, let us at least help them, back them. Don't let us destroy all of them and say politicians are all the same. No, we are doing the right thing. No, relax. We are doing the right thing. So when we stand in and say we are doing the right thing, let us get encouragement. Don't let us put all of us in one basket and say all politicians are the same. No, there is difference between NDC and NPP, and we are always doing the same.
You're not done speaking because I would expect a lot more.
At least let us give
about
us
what is being done.
Let's clap for us. Clap for us. Appreciate us. We are doing the right thing. This is what we need.
30 seconds. 30 seconds.
That is what we need.
In 2022. When the then regional minister, the Honorable Henry Korte, the MP for Iowa Central, went to demolish some illegal structures on the Ramsey site, it will interest you to know that whenever we decide to do that, it is backed by law. And so according to Section 97 of the Local Governance Act, Act 216, Act 936. And so if you are telling me today that the taxpayers' money was used to finance people to fly over Accra just to tell us to do what the law is telling us to do. It's a problem.
Let me tell him something. No, what he doesn't know, I'm coming. Just a minute.
So when it comes to matters of Ramsey,
just a minute.
Ramsey,
no, just a minute. He made mention of Eric Agyekum when he was doing that. Look, there was a building, a Washington Bay building at that same Ramsey site where he, the former minister, demolished. And I'm telling you for a fact, in 1 year, under their regime, it was built again. And it is there. It was built again.
But making it look like demolition Ramsey site is novel.
No, what I'm saying is that you stop him. There was an order from above who stopped him from doing all the demolitions. So look, when we are here and we have a political party, a government and administration who is doing so well in terms of handling this thing, let us give them an applause. That is what we need.
What is the so that they are doing?
So you've talked about the demolitions. I'm asking, what else?
No, the recommendation is being dealt well. the NADMO boss himself.
Do you have all the recommendations?
Yeah, that's what I want. I want to give you, and he's just giving, which I have to go back and make sure that I give him. So I'll give you the recommendation.
The recommendation is not in there.
No. This one has not come to it. So you just relax.
And you know what is interesting?
No, just relax.
The difficulty you're having is that
you came with a pile of documents.
Yes. Oh no, just relax about that. No. Just
you know his challenge. You know his challenge. The challenge is again the partisanship. My brother is not finished. He's not finished with the recommendations by that committee.
He's trying to
He's trying to pull this thing from Google.
What is Google? What is Google? What are you talking about?
What you
I don't get you.
No,
I'm coming. If I'm telling you that currently,
you guys come to this table
relax. Don't just relax. Look, relax.
So my brother.
Now, I'm coming. You're talking about Google. I'm coming. No, relax. Today,
it's not here.
Relax. I'm coming. Just relax. I'm coming. Today, you are telling me, Gogo, if I want the Constitution of Ghana today, I don't need to go and take it from the one who sat down and and drafted it.
Of course.
I can go to Google and make sure that I draft it. So don't even use that word.
So the recommendations on Google.
So they are on Google. So just tell us so we all have access.
We all have access.
That's all.
If we want to be fair, let us be fair. If we want to play that game, let us play that game.
You know No, you see, he is a member of the ruling party.
So which is I don't have.
So he should be armed with the findings of that committee.
Why are you talking about?
It will be unfair.
So he should reach some of his people to say that.
So what? I'm doing it and you're telling me Google. I am doing it and you're telling me Google.
Do it now. It's important.
You can have the whole
helicopter.
I'm working on it. I'm working.
And when we're thinking that you were going to back your this thing with something novel, it's the Ramsay side.
No, I'm coming up. No, you see, you're not being fair here. No, you're not being fair here. I was flowing. Relax.
Okay, you have
I was
the time.
flowing.
You have the time.
No, relax. I was flowing, and you interjected.
Sorry about that.
And I keep and you're telling me, look, you see,
sorry about that. It's easy.
We'll come back.
I am dreadfully sorry. My apologies, please. We are still waiting.
Stop believing.
All right. Thank you. You see, bro, here's the thing. Partisanship. I tell you, it's a cocktail. It is a cocktail of partisanship and indiscipline. Okay. So, when this administration, there's something, today I want to make a confession. One of the reasons why I campaign vigorously, okay, for His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, it's what I'm coming to share. And if he fails, then it means that those activists who actually roll up their sleeves, they campaign for him tooth and nail, will come at his government. You know why? He cannot fail us. Why? Because of his unique, position as somebody who constitutionally may not contest again. So he cannot be taken hostage by the electorate.
True.
You understand? So what he should do must be things that will project and promote the forward march of this country.
Except he also has to be mindful that if he
whoever was succeeding,
if he causes his affection, will affect it.
So that is where the partisanship thing is coming in again. The architect of Singapore, again, Lee Kuan Yew, when they succeeded in liberating Singapore, the liberation struggle, people who were with him, who fought with him, when they liberated the country and now to form administration, you know what he did? He deserted most of those guys who were with him during the liberation day, struggle, okay? He went in for people with competence and drive. You may have a competent person but doesn't have a drive. You understand? The person may be competent but there's no drive. The person may have the knowledge to perform in a particular ministry or particular sector of the economy, but that person may not have the drive. So if that person is placed there because of the person's political connection, that person is placed there, the outcome will be what? Failure. Mediocrity that will be dressed to us sometimes as excellence, and they will be asking us to be clapping. For us to be patting you on your shoulders that you are doing well, we're doing that. But the thing is that it shouldn't be something you demand. Otherwise, you'll be doing something that Einstein said that we shouldn't be doing. That naturally you should have that thing that you should be encouraged. We will encourage you, but to be expecting us to be heaping, praises, plaudits, accolades on you. That one, what will happen is that we will not be doing our job. When President John Mahama came, he appointed people who will work with him. Okay. And those people, throughout the appointment, he never appointed anyone. He never appointed anyone who will be telling him what he's failing at. He never appointed anyone who will be, telling him, you are failing at this. You are not doing this.
Yeah.
There's no such appointment. You know that.
Okay.
So that is what people like me, that's the role we play. So we are self-styled appointee of the administration responsible for telling the government what it's not doing.
Right. So
he has put out the thing.
Like, no, he just
relax. Relax. Just relax.
The story
just relax.
It's just to say that there's this. I sponsored NDC into power, yet my property was demolished.
Okay. Former PC
fumes.
No.
It doesn't mean
my brother made a no. You see, I'm building a point. Mm-hmm. My brother made.
This is an exception to the rule.
Relax.
An exception to the rule cannot be something to substantiate.
It is a start of a beginning. What? No, you said something.
They pulled it down without knowing that he was.
No, we know very well.
Really?
He was a former PC.
After he
was a former aspirant. No, he was a former aspirant. No, he was a former aspirant. He was there.
After
we pull it down. So you see, I just want to let my brother understand something. Look, we have done this for so too long. A new thing must be done. Mm-hmm. That's why when my brother was saying this, we shouldn't do flooding as political, I understand. But you see, when we have people like the current president that we have, is also John Dramani Mahama, he's doing amazing work, very well. And if you watch the presidency that we have so far, when we are talking about a new branding, a new development, a new thinking, it's also John Dramani Mahama stand tall. Because when you made a very fantastic point, which I understand, and that is who you are, and that is your brand. But you see, let us start giving praise.
But my appointment comes with gratis.
Which I know. I understand. That's what I'm saying. That's why I say we'll be fair. We'll be fair to ourselves. When we see a new thing which is being done, a new development, let us give it an applaud, watch it.
What is the new development you're talking about?
Oh, relax,
but
boss.
Easy.
Relax, boss. See, I was here. When we were even talking about Madame Jantua issue of let us pray and spiritual,
like delving into the
spiritual. Exactly, you were playing politics with it. We have a whole president who took a whole ministers or men of God to Akosombo to go and pray.
When
that also happened, yeah.
Well,
did he talk about it?
We had the energy crisis.
Yes.
That was under His Excellency John Agyekum.
So I'm telling him that we have a whole president who did not have to act by making sure we have money.
So you mean Jack went there with those pastors?
Yeah.
No.
Who took them there?
He didn't go there.
He didn't.
He took them there. He took them there.
Pastors are going.
He took them there. Go and pray. They pray.
Why do we do this?
He prayed.
No, Jack never went there.
Why are you talking about? He took them there to go and pray. But must he be there? He asked them to pray. Must he be there? Must he be there?
He was never reported.
Must he be there?
Why do you do this? No, why do you do this?
He was never reported.
But why would you do this?
We know that your party
has a propaganda secretariat. No, you brought it.
So at this point, we're looking for solutions to the problems or what we could do to mitigate them.
Exactly.
Yes, we've talked about what has done in the past. Yes, and we're still waiting for it.
Oh, I'm getting it. I've asked for it.
You have asked for it, but this time not Google.
Is it?
Not Google.
If I have Google, that's not a problem. It's not a problem.
No, I want something like maybe.
No, even if it is Google, it's not a problem.
No. The committee recommends that this should be done.
You know why it's important?
Yeah,
because of the flooding. You flew this helicopter all over. announcing to us that you were coming to do something.
So it was wrong to flew. So it was wrong to do that.
No,
exactly. So relax.
It was something that
you've asked for it. Relax. You've asked for it.
No, that when the thing was hovering all over, easy. When the helicopter was hovering all over,
it looks like okay. What were we?
Easy. When the helicopter was hovering all over, it set tanks wagging. What's going on? The government told us that per His Excellency John Dramani Mahama's experience.
I don't know who said. I said.
You didn't say it. But we live in the same area, so how come you didn't say it? Or you were not? You're not
live in which area? I don't live in this area with you. I don't live in this area. You don't live here. Let's go on to the next subject. It has to do with the LGBTQI bill and the confusion between the two, the disagreement between the two major political parties. Why are we still, so for Derrick, the NDC, they're in government and they're passing the bill. In fact, the parliament has passed it. The issue is whether we should bring it back and have a look at it and all of that. At the end of the day, Ghanaians want the bill passed. There's overwhelming support for the bill to be passed, and it's been passed. But the NPP has an issue with what they believe is the watered version of it. Do you appreciate that it's a new parliament, it's a new dispensation, and so they would have to go through the entire process. They can't take whatever was passed in 2024 and just dump it on this new parliament. They have to go through the process, and they've gone through the process, and they've passed it. You should be happy that we all wanted it passed, and it's been passed.
Israel, while we await my brother to provide recommendations, when it comes to the matters of LGBTQ and the passage of the bill, maybe I was fortunate to be working in Parliament during the 8th Parliament, and so I have first-hand information on the happenings of the passage of that bill. Israel, you mentioned that what Ghanaians want is that the passage of an anti-LGBTQ bill. But that
when it came up, everybody felt that yes, let's have.
Yes, they want a passage of an anti-LGBTQ bill, but not a bill in this state that was passed. Why do I say so? When the conversations of the anti-LGBTQ bill was in Parliament, I remember the Honorable Asante Boateng of one of the Asante Achem constituencies in Ashanti region stood up as a human rights lawyer to even profess certain recommendations, not to remind all of us of the devastating event of the loss of our 8 gallant men, but Honorable Mutala was armed in tooth against him. Honorable Asante Boateng almost lost his parliamentary seat because of the recommendations he wanted to profess for the bill that was passed. When we were having a by-election in the Senate constituency, everywhere that the NDC went, they didn't go there to tell the people about what their parliamentary candidates can do or could not do for them. But their conversation was that President Akufo-Addo wants him out so that we'll have the numbers not to pass the bill. The Honorable Sam George in TV3, interviewed by Johnny Hughes, said that Kenya wrote to Ghana requesting for the bill that we are wanting to pass. And the only thing that they did was to change the directive of Ghana into Kenya, and they passed that particular bill. And so we are only asking that what changed? What changed? Why the need for the recommendations that have been put in the bill?
With the benefit of hindsight, with recommendations from groups, GJA, Ghana Bar Association.
No, but Israel, I see it is a very delicate issue that I personally do not have wanted to even have the conversation about it. But you see, let's ask ourselves these questions. Dramani coming here today, my brother here coming here today, if for lack of better words, and viewers may have to pardon me, if they have had sex, who could tell whether they've had sex this morning or not? Who could tell?
Nobody can.
So it comes to the point that whatever that people do in their rooms, we can't tell. But how do we prevent our children from getting to know the conversations about these things? It's about recriminalizing the people that come out to propagate it. You are telling us that when somebody is gay, when somebody is a lesbian, it is not right for the person to be that. And that is true. That's what we all support. But what happens to those who are protecting them? What happens to those who are sponsoring them? What happens to those who are advertising on their behalf? What happens to those people? What is happening to them? Because whatever that happens in the room of my brother here, nobody can tell. But if there's a medical doctor who will stitch his anus after he had sex with his partner, and that medical doctor refuses to stitch his anus, maybe tomorrow he won't go back to that act again. But you are saying that it is right for the doctor to stitch the anus, for lack of better words, of gay people, but that doctor is right to do that, and the person engaging in that act that won't come to the public is criminalized. And these are the questions that the minority is asking. It's just like a bottle of water. Why did you want to give this water to President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo to drink? But just in return of President Ronaldo Mahama, you are changing the water. Why? What was the impurities in this water that Mahama can't drink? Why?
They've noticed the impurities, and so they're cleaning.
So why were they having a problem when we wanted to make those recommendations in the bill? Why? Why did they have that problem? I said you can have a flashback of those days, those sessions in Parliament, the Honorable Mutala up in arms against anybody who decided to profile a recommendation in the bill that they brought. In any case, Ghana is not different than Kenya. That's Honorable Sam George made us understand that they came requesting for our bill. They only changed Ghana to Kenya, and then they passed that when the president has sent it into law.
Abdulai, so I've heard from some quarters that what they would expect the NDC to do.
Oh, so all these documents will become LGBT?
Oh, yeah. No, for you.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. You see,
I just want to ask you something. I've heard from some quarters that what they would expect the NDC to do is to say we're uncharitable, a bit unfair, or quite harsh with the previous administration when we're insisting that they should pass it as it is. And now that we've noticed that there are some things about it that we need to amend, and we've amended it, let's just say, okay, with the benefit of hindsight, we should have seen these things, and so we're too hard on you.
Okay, so
see, essentially, once you concede,
you see, I just want my brother to understand
something. Make everybody happy.
I just want my brother to understand something. This is my brother's post on the 22nd October 2020. Yeah, on his Facebook post. You can just, this is it.
This exhibit.
Yes. The exhibit A. Okay. This exhibit A, which I'm tendering in.
So is check whether it's marked A.
Exactly.
Exhibit. So
it says it's not his post. It's Vincent.
No, it is. He shared it.
He shared it.
And he has shared.
It's not his post.
No, he has shared. He works with him. That is the reason why I put it. So I've asked Sheila.
He's his social media.
If Sheila can help me with something.
Why is I'm a social assistant.
So this is my brother here. Look, on 11th March 2024, Honorable Vincent Asifua went to the Parliament House.
What are you driving?
And to him,
this?
He understand. To him, he believed, and he is with the LGBT bill to be passed. He supports it, but he has two reasons that he doesn't support that particular bill. So to him, it should be amended. That was his. I sent the video to Sheila. I wish Sheila would project it for us to see, to listen to him when he was talking.
Ties in with this.
Exactly. Okay. Now, let's go back before we even come.
Well, let me check with Sheila. Sheila, do you have the video?
Yes,
and can you put the video?
Now, this is Ghana Finance Ministry urges President not to sign anti-LGBTQ. This is it. Homosexuality legalization in Ghana is bound to happen. Nana Akufo-Addo.
Let me see my own post.
Okay, sorry. He's saying his own post. This is it. And you see, if your camera can capture, this is Nana Akufo-Addo saying that homosexuality legalization in Ghana is bound to happen.
Which website is that?
I'll give you, this is graphic.com, graphic online. This is graphic online. Ghana Finance Ministry, if your camera can, this is it. Ghana Finance Ministry urges President not to sign the anti-LGBTQ. In Ghana here, June 15, 2022, Ghana Airport, there was a billboard in Ghana here. If you remember this particular billboard in Ghana here, which was erected under their watch. Now, modern Ghana, LGBT billboard didn't go through due processes. It was illegally mounted. Advertising Association of Ghana. This is it. So you see, now, BBC News Africa, 18 December 2024, Ghana Supreme Court has dismissed 2 suits challenging the controversial anti-LGBTQ. So, my brother here, if they wanted to make sure it has been signed or passed, they would have done it when they were there. Today, he had the gut, he had the quote unquote the infantry to stand here and say, we should do well. Look, let us be clear here. We in the NDC, we campaign to Ghanaians. We told Ghanaians we'll make sure we pass this bill. Yeah. Just last 2 months or 3 months, they were moving all around. His boss, the Reverend Intim Fojo, even right now, I'm trying to now be scared of a man of God, and at the same time being a politician, I'm trying to be scared. Because
why?
What he was saying last 2 weeks or last 2 months, that we will not dare pass it at Parliament. They don't even trust us to pass it. Now we have passed it. What are they saying?
Oh, boss,
I was here. Relax for me.
You didn't pass the same bill. That is the concern.
I hope I'll have my...
Oh, yeah, you have it. Relax. Boss, you see, I was so quiet here when you were doing your... I didn't stop all time. So relax.
Bill. That is the problem.
What is called the same bill? When that same bill came to you, did you pass it? No.
We passed the bill, but I wasn't assented.
Relax.
Maybe
relax,
get your
relax. Oh, what are you talking about? You passed the bill. And you signed a letter. You sent a letter to the clerk of parliament. And this, I'll have the letter here.
But there was a matter in court.
Oh, relax, please. This is the matter. I've given you the matter that you are using in court that the court has ruled out, struck it out. So you still have an opportunity of signing it. You couldn't sign it.
But
so don't come here and talk.
Transitioning.
What transition?
What does the law say?
What transition? What time are you transitioning? What transition? What transition? Do you know the number of people that you employed during the transition system? What are you talking about? He ceased to be president on the 7th of January 2025. That is the day he ceased to be president. So
I'm saying that the point I'm making.
This is it. Yeah, when he was there. This was it. When he was. This is it. When he was. This is it. When he was at the. No. See. No. You see. I just want my brother to understand something. I just want my brother to understand something. They shouldn't go ahead and be shouting and be calling them. Don't worry about that. I'm telling you for a fact. See, this is it. Oh, relax, boss. This is Parliament. This is.
Is it the what?
Yeah.
28.
Yeah. See.
Okay. This is service.
Yes.
Okay.
This is 18th March 2024. Office of the President, Secretary to the President. This is it. The letter.
Is it the cease and desist one?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, he said it has come to the attention of the office that whilst President and other senior officials senior officials of the presidency were at Peduase for a cabinet retreat on Thursday, 14th March 2024, you attempted to submit the Human Sexual Rights and Family Value Bill 2024, the bill, to the Jubilee House for the presidency to signify his assent or otherwise to the bill. The office is aware of 2 pending applications for an order interlocutory injunction, both filed on 7th March 2024 in the Supreme Court in Dr. Amanda Odoy versus the Speaker of Parliament and the Attorney General J1/13/2023 and Richard Sky versus the Parliament of Ghana and the Attorney General J1/9/2024 respectively, to restrain you and Parliament from transmitting the bill to the presidency and also to restrain the president from signifying his assent to the bill, pending the final determination of the matter. The Attorney General has, by letter dated 18th March 2024, informed the President that he has been duly served with both applications and has advised the President not to take any step in relation to the bill until the matters raised by suit are determined by Supreme Court. It is the understanding of his office that both applications have also been duly served on Parliament. Therefore, it will be improper for you to transmit the bill to the President and equally improper for the office to receive the bill until Supreme Court determines the matters raised in the suit.
All right.
Indeed, it is settled law that during the pendency of an interlocutory injunction application, the status quo ante ought to be preserved and no action should be taken that would result in
What's your point with this one?
So what I'm coming is that in the circumstance, you are kindly requested to cease and desist from transmitting the bill to the president until the matters before Supreme Court are resolved. Now, the matters before the Supreme Court was resolved right now, and it was now free for him to sign. He couldn't sign. The NPP couldn't sign. They couldn't sign. So they should not come here. They have all the golden opportunities. I'm coming. They had all the golden opportunities to sign, to make sure that they make history. But because they have been warned by their finance minister that they shouldn't do it, they didn't do it. Now, there was a letter from I'm coming.
As the video that you talked about is ready, can we just...
Yes, please.
And please calm down.
You see, we are dealing with these people. They are the reason why Ghana is not moving forward. They are our problem. The NPP is the problem. So we deal with them. Ghana will not see peace. They are a problem.
But the NDC,
they are a problem. They had golden opportunity. Sign. And now we will not be talking about it. You didn't do it. Now we have a president who has the heart to do it. You are now going to do...
Has the president assented this into it?
We will not ask desist from the transmitting. Transmit and see. Transmit and see.
Let's watch the
video.
You will not write it.
Well, Mr. Chairman, I think that the Archbishop of Kumasi, Justice Yawanoche, and my own Reverend Father who assisted in my formation in the seminary will be disappointed. That is Reverend Father Usu Seche, the headmaster of Bopokuare School, will be disappointed if I do not have strong views about this LGBTQ. In principle, the LGBTQ bill that has been passed by Parliament or approved by Parliament, for lack of better words, is one that I support wholeheartedly because it is in consonance with my tradition and culture. It is in consonance with my formation as a Catholic person or as a Protestant Catholic. However, there are reasons for punishment to be meted out to people. There is a principle behind punishment. And one of the principles is to ensure that a person is being reformed out of a criminal activity. And so if we are supposed to reform persons, do we have to met out punishment that seems to ostracize the person from society? It seems that as a society we are bringing out our failures. And bringing out our failures in the sense that we are showing our inability or our incapacity to be able to reform people, or if you like, put people through sessions that reintroduces such persons into society. If we are not able to do so, that is where I see the failure. But in principle, I support the bill, but I also think that punishments that are meted out to people that seem to ostracize such persons from society cannot be the way.
Clear view.
Point with the video.
What he was saying was he got to do the clause 9. And now, the clause 9 is here. This is the new one, the new bill.
So essentially...
Yeah, this is the new bill.
Fixed it.
Yes. Now, we have fixed what he was talking about.
All right.
They were part of the committee. I'm coming, I'll give it to you. Just let me read it. 9. That's what they are talking about says, prohibition of propaganda of promotion of advocacy for activities prohibited under this act. Now, the implications: criminalizes producing or redistributing materials for purposes of promotion or an act prohibited under this act extends liability to media owners and platform operators unless they prove lack of consent and due diligence. Blogger publishing supportive article, radio discussion, WhatsApp group administration, sharing advocacy content, and punishment 5 to 10 years imprisonment. Now, the brouhaha upon all this is here in section 11. Section 11 says what? Prohibition of funding, sponsorship, or promotion of prohibited acts. Criminalizes funding or sponsorship prohibited acts. Principal officers of organizations may be deemed liable. And the example in the Ghanaian context is donor funded LGBTQ support program, organization receiving grant for advocacy, 3 to 5 years. See, this is all what they are talking about. No, this is number 9. And exactly. Now this is their old one. Yeah, I'm coming. Now
this is the current one.
Yeah, this is the current one. And look, and fun, look, this is Parliament of Ghana. This is Parliament of Ghana. And I've printed it for a reason. Look, we will not be just talking what we don't have evidence or what we don't know what we are talking about. Now, the promotion of proper human sexual rights and Ghanaian family values bill 2021 was led in Parliament by Honorable Samuel Nate George and all, and led on 29/06/2021. Now, the current one that has been passed, Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill 2025, led by Honorable Reverend John Intim Fojo. This is it. And you see, so when NPP come out there, and they start putting lies, propaganda out there, and look, distorting the facts, as if there was a criminal activity where they don't read and write, or they are, unless the MPs are blind. If not, there was a committee, and they were part and parcel of the committee, who sat and agreed to all this without any objection.
Granted.
What at all do they want us to look? We have signed it.
Derrick, yes.
His Excellency John, we have passed the bill from Parliament. There's nothing called take it back, reconsider, no reconsideration. We are yes. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is waiting for a transmission. If it comes to him today, he will sign it today because he has made his stand already. Look, I'm coming. Please.
He has indicated
don't make that in.
The
boss, I am. Those are legal processes.
Yes.
And it is they will do it. But when it comes to him, he will not write any letter. He is not going to write any letter.
Thank you.
I am telling you, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama said he is bound to do it.
Granted. Derrick, he makes the point that there were some issues that you raised, the NPP raised, which they have actually fixed as one of their...
Yes, so Israel, when I was making my submission, I did indicate that when the Honorable Sam George laid the bill on the floor of Parliament, Article 106 talks about the lawmaking processes of procedure. And so when it got to the point of the second reading, the consideration stage and all of that, members of Parliament had recommendations to make on that bill. But the NDC opposed that vehemently. And I cite the example of the Honorable Mutala, who was up in arms against the Honorable Asante Boateng on recommendations in that particular bill.
Why did he say?
Please.
Why did he say?
Please. On that particular bill. But they said, no.
No, but you can't just say he said it once, you don't give us any proof. No.
At the end of the day...
What did he say?
At the end of the day, Derrick, at the end of the day, they've come back and they said, I said, with the benefit of hindsight...
But they haven't. They should eat the humble man's pie and tell us that...
No. This is what they were talking about. No, I'm coming. This is what they are talking about.
My point.
This is it. No, see, boss, this is it. No, I'm coming. This is their own one, 2021. And I'm reading to them. If you go to clause 20, look, what they are saying, and today they are running away from it. Look, unless they don't read. Clause 20 says, provide accused person access to medical help or treatment. A person is to be given access to the approved medical help or treatment where the person upon arrest, during police investigation, upon arraignment before court, in the course of trial or at any time during incarceration for the commission of an offense under the bill, recant and makes a voluntary request to access and approve medical help or treatment. The cost for medical help or medical treatment may be borne by the person or an approved service provider on behalf of the person. What else are you talking about?
So at the end of the day,
this is your bill.
Saying that you guys should just concede that you are too harsh.
We are not too harsh. We are being realistic. Sign it.
Now,
what are you talking about? This is it.
Are you saying
this is
previously?
it.
Are you saying previously we were not realistic?
Look. The MPP will not be bombing or putting in false narrative. We have the bill. There is no difference.
I hope you are all aware that.
What are you talking about?
The Mama is saying that the bill is far from being signed
because he was being real. It is law. It is process.
It's going to be signed.
Israel, thank you very much for the opportunity. You see, LGBTQ, I have always taken a stance not to even engage in public discussion, because by discussing it, it's also promoting it. You understand? You are a media person and you know that, because psychologically, what we're doing is that we are trying to make this thing look normal. You know, the history of this thing, this LGBTQ thing, now called gay, you know the word gay, its connotation. Gay just means something bright, excitement, lively. You understand? So, oh, you look gay. Okay, then the promoters of this act decided now to associate the word gay now to their thing, to make it look beautiful. So they are engaging in euphemism, okay, psychologically to woo people to believe in the thing. So the practice or that act will no longer appear to us abominable. His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo's statement that he made, that the LGBTQ was bound to happen, that people took him to the cleaners. I am going to say something. You see, what we are vehemently opposing here today, those who are promoting it today, they were at this stage of their society before, where LGBTQ or homosexuality and lesbianism was abominable. It was something unmentionable in their society. Those who practiced it, some of them were even shot. They hanged people, fired at them for practicing homosexuality and lesbianism. Today, the stage where we are today is to be against it, because we don't want it to find space in our society. But the religious books, the Bible, and then I think the Quran, they say God is against homosexuality. It is in the Bible. So God says that those things will be some of the signs. Homosexuality, this thing, will be one of the signs of the end time. So are you opposing what God decreed? Is that what we're doing? This thing should not even find discussion in a public space.
All right.
We should focus on the concrete challenges facing Ghanaians.
Like flooding.
Like flooding. That is why I am still
like poverty.
Like poverty, to lift our people from the doldrums of poverty to the firm ground of prosperity. That is what we should focus on. This thing is being promoted by those who are practicing it. If we want to be focusing on this thing,
they are happy that we are
discussing it. Psychologically, that is what they are doing. They know that we will not accept it, but it should be forced into public discourse. Yeah. And we are falling for this thing. Right. Sam George, there was a time when he was doing this thing, I took to my Facebook post and told him that, please, stop promoting LGBTQ. That's what, in essence, you are doing. It shouldn't find space.
I want to know.
It shouldn't find space.
Just a minute.
What we
No, just a minute.
Homosexuality shouldn't find space in our public discussion.
Just a minute.
What we were expecting from you was to share with us the report.
Oh, I have it. I will do it. I even show it to you.
No, he has done something that I must applaud.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't go to Google. Now he went to an impeachable source. He showed it to me.
Yes.
Next time, we know.
I'll give it to you. 1 minute.
If it's about Google, your presence here will not be this for us.
My brother, thanks so much. We are here to.
Show it to me.
We are here to learn.
I've seen it.
No, you show it to me. You show it to me.
Time is up.
Are we on Ghanaian?
30 seconds.
Are you more Ghanaian than
30 seconds.
Derrick.
30 seconds. Look, this is...
It's still promoting LGBTQ.
No, relax. Forget about it.
You are promoting it.
What President John Dramani Mahama said about signing the anti-LGBTQ bill. President John Dramani Mahama has stated that if Parliament approves the human sexual right, which he has, and family values bill, commonly called the anti-LGBTQ bill, he will formally assent to it. And this was when he met Christian Council of Ghana in Accra.
We are talking about when you went to UK.
November 18, 2025.
We have a recent video.
Is this Apple, eh?
Yeah, iPhone 17. Yeah.
This iPhone, eh? Are you against homosexuality? You are against the act of homosexuality, right?
See.
But you know, the CEO of Apple company, Steve Cook, he said the biggest and the sweetest thing God has granted him is to be a homosexual. So in that case, that means this gadget, all these things, we should even not use them.
Forget about.
That is what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That this thing shouldn't even be brought into public discussion. It is unmentionable. It is abominable.
You see, my last 1 second. My last 1 second. The truth of the fact is, inshallah, no matter what, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, when it has been transmitted to him, he will sign it. But the truth is, till then, the NPP is the reason why we are where we are. They are just far from the truth.
No.
And we have to deal with them. Oh yeah, that is it. Because you said we should do it, we are doing it.
That's it for News Flash, the news review segment. We're taking a break at this point. Unfortunately, and I must apologize, we're hoping to get some experts to be part of the conversation, to get to see what we should be doing when it's raining, have a fair idea of what the weather is going to look like for the next few days and weeks. But I promise you, we'll still get that. If not today, we'll still get it. But thank you very much for joining us. I'll take your question. I'll answer your question later. But apparently, it's your birthday. Well, happy birthday in advance to Regina Pong of Dream Heights at Kokomlemle. Wishing you good health, long life, and prosperity. We'll do that when we do the birthday segment, actually. But thank you very much for joining us for the conversation. Abdulai Sakra Alhassan, a member NDC Communications Team, Derrick Agyekum, a member NPP Communications Team, who's been bugging me to ask a question, and Selom Dramado, leading member, Arise Ghana. Thank you all for joining us.
I forgot to say everybody to the
public interest question.
Let him ask.
I don't know why, since the beginning this year, almost every NDC panel that I meet comes with iPhone 17. I don't know why. They may want to.
Why?
Maybe. Yes,
What does that have to do with anything?
I started Is it being bought for you by your communication?
I started buying my phone and the communication officer was doing it.